gives with the decor?
What gives is that the player has deployed a complete set of table unlocks, triggering Rule 137C of the inventory's rulebook.
Rule 137C?
When a player purchases and deploys a set of felts, decks, and chips of a similar theme, the current management of the inventory will be obliged to spare no expense in decorating the inventory in a style commensurate with that theme.
Who came up with that crazy rule?
That would be the inventory's founder, Mr. Dixon Kent.
Is it safe?
Safe? Of course it's safe. The inventory would never do anything to endanger its favorite customers.
That's us, right?
Yes.
Is it me, or did this place just take a turn for the sleazy?
It's Pandora night at the inventory.
Our little robot friend is correct. Thanks to the player's deployment of the Borderlands 2 table unlockables, the inventory is proud and contractually bound to present the sights, sounds, and smells of the dangerous and desolate world of Pandora.
Classy. Like a strip club with explosives. Life on Pandora seems a little gun-centric.
You know it, baby. According to our resident gunologist, there are over 200 skajillion different kinds of guns on Pandora.
There's no such thing as a gunologist. Or a skajillion.
Maybe not on Earth, but on Pandora, we've got so many guns, we have to make up new words just to describe them.
What, doesn't anybody fight up close and personal?
Only when they run out of ammo. Knives and clubs are for cavemen and losers. Present company accepted, big guy. You know, Ash, you should really think about trading in that primitive boomstick for one of the Torg boomsticks for sale over there.
I think I'll stick with my classic S-Smart model, thanks.
But the Torg brand boomstick can shoot 6 rockets at once. It does anywhere from 310 to 1,258 points of damage and can be fitted with elemental accessories. And
Can it do this?
not without shooting your knees off.
Then I'll pass.
So, on Pandora, you can get guns and vending machines?
Guns, ammo, medkits, you name it, we vend it.
What about candy bars?
Candy bars? What kind of monster would sell candy bars and vending machines where innocent kids could get their hands on them?
But here on Earth...
Yeah, here on Earth, you've got an obesity epidemic, people. But on Pandora, our children are healthy, lean fighting machines. So suck it. Hey, I just had a great idea. When this is over, the four of us should, grab a beer and armor up, maybe take a freighter to Pandora, and, totally go on some missions together.
I don't know.
I'm kind of a loner.
Yeah, I've got a thing at the, place. Later. Tonight.
Ah, come on. It'll be great. With my brains and your collective capacity for mindless destruction, we'll find the fault in no time.
Okay, but only if I can bring Max. He really puts the ahem in mayhem.
And the viscera in evisceration.
Of course. The more minions, the merrier. Ash?
6 hours?
6 or 7 hours, tops. Of course, Pandoran hours are 8 times as long as Earth hours, but...
What?
Nothing. Prague. You know, this whole thing falls apart without a tank.
What the hell? I haven't been to another planet in weeks.
All right! Steve and I will be waiting outside after the tournament with your release forms, your level 1 gear, and your inoculation shots.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, great.
Hey, what's this do?
Don't touch that! It's Doc Ray.
Ooh.
This is a bad idea, pirate boy.
Bad idea or no, the player's deployment of the Venture Brothers table unlocks legally requires us to decorate the inventory with thematically appropriate props and filigree.
Oh, props hell. Some of this stuff is straight out of Doc's lab.
Here at the inventory, we pride ourselves on a high degree of...
Ow!
Verisimilitude.
Is that a robot head over there?
Oh, that's our humanoid electric lab partner robot, a.k.a. Helper.
Can you repeat that?
Look, I barely got to it the first time.
Where's his body?
Oh, well, Helper got blown up by a supervillain a while back. Fortunately, his head got wedged in my chest, protecting his CPU from the force of the blast. For a while, we put the head on top of a giant robot spider we had lying around in the lab, but that kept freaking out Dean, so now Doc's trying to build him a new body.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you still talking? I kind of lost track after I imagined a robot head buried in your shirtless torso.
You know, I think S-Smart sold some Venture Industries products a few years ago.
The vibrating space bras or the self-cleaning toilet seats?
The bras.
Oh, sorry about that. Doc was going through a rough patch when he thought up that one.
Hey, it wasn't your fault. Besides, we sold a truckload of ointment after the recalls. Not that I'm looking for a career change, but are there any job openings at Venture Industries?
Job openings at Venture.
Hey, I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I've had a lot of experience and...
I ain't laughing at you, Williams. I'm laughing at the thought of the doc cracking open his wallet to pay someone.
Doesn't he pay you?
Well, the Office of Secret Intelligence cuts my checks. Rusty's barely got enough money to keep himself in diet pills and speed suits.
You know, Brock, I've been around more than a few mad scientist labs in my time, and I gotta say, this stuff just reeks of failure.
Well, yeah, most of Doc's inventions are kinda half-baked.
Why doesn't he just shut it down and do something else with his life?
Doc's getting a little long in the tooth for a midlife crisis. Besides, there's a part of him that still thinks he can use the super scientist gig to bang supermodels.
Is that even a remote possibility?
Not really, but don't tell him. He'll probably try to kill himself. Again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. The player has deployed the Army of Darkness table unlocks, obliging the inventory to recreate the early 14th century world of Mr. Williams' comically horrific adventures against the Deadite menace.
I thought it smelled of death and slapstick in here.
One thing always bothered me about that freaky time-traveling story of yours, Williams.
What's that?
The ending. Some people say you made it back to the present and returned to work at the S-Mart like nothing happened. Others say you got marooned in the future and had to fight your way back to the present. So which is it?
That's a long, complicated story full of mind-numbing terror and blood-curdling romance.
I smell a blockbuster.
And if I tell you any more, it would rip apart the fabric of the space-time continuum like a $5 nightgown.
Oh, you know, after all this time, I'm still not sure what a Deadite really is.
Well, it all starts with a demonic book that should never, ever be read out loud.
Like Battlefield Earth?
No, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Reading it awakens demons that can take over people and all kinds of crap, turning them into Deadites. Got it?
Not really.
Just don't read the book.
Will do. I'm not a big reader anyway. Whatever happened to that nice Sheila lady you rescued from the Deadites back in the 14th century?
No idea. I tried to find out once or twice, but ancient history is not exactly my strong suit.
Perhaps I can help. Scanning. Sheila, the very pregnant daughter of Euford, married Sir Theodore in 1300.
Pregnant? Hey, man, we only did it once. Twice tops.
1 son, 8 grandchildren, killed by the Black Plague in 1347, along with all but one of her heirs.
Ah, damn.
Direct descendants emigrate to Poland in the 15th century.
Hey, a fellow Pole! Grataluce!
Remaining family escapes Nazis in mid-20th century, eventually settling in a Swedish enclave in Nebraska.
Wait a minute.
By the 1960s, the sole surviving ancestor of Theodore and Sheila, Bonnie Jablonski, briefly marries a local traveling salesman, giving birth to 2 male sons, including Brock Fitzgerald Sampson.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Hey, welcome to the family. Hey, I don't want to seem unfriendly, but I just met you assholes, so why do you seem to know everything about me?
What? You don't know? There have been movies, video games, action figures.
The director's cut rocks.
Max has all your action figures.
Even the ultra-rare Naked Ash variant. Yowza!
Wait a minute, someone's merchandising me? Why haven't I seen any of this?
Maybe you should see a lawyer. Pronto.
Hey, check it out, guys! I'm clean and shiny, like a baby's bottom, or a Justin Bieber.
Now look what you've done. You've triggered the inventory special table unlock policy, allowing me to deploy several pieces of Aperture Science equipment. This will end well. I can feel it. Have any of you considered the career opportunities as an Aperture Science test subject?
Don't most of your test subjects end up falling down bottomless pits?
That was the old Aperture. Today I can state with confidence that over 95% of our previously bottomless pits have been outfitted with state-of-the-art stain-resistant floor panels.
What Sam is trying to say is that Aperture's test subjects have a nasty habit of dying.
Everyone dies eventually. You're dying right now, even as you sit here, struggling to intuit the simplest combinatoric calculations. cell by cell, heartbeat by heartbeat.
Yeah, so?
So why not make the most of your mortality by contributing to science?
I think I'll just write a check. What was that?
I am attempting to ascertain what's so special about an ordinary set of poker equipment that it would oblige the owners of the inventory to assemble these so-called theme tournaments.
Maybe it was magic.
Magic, of course. And here I was wasting my time looking for fluctuations in the quantum foam. I'll just adjust my scanners to check for genies, leprechauns, and wizards.
Don't forget demons. Those SOBs are always up to something.
Of course they are.
Hey, GLaDOS, something I've always wondered about Aperture. Whatever happened to Cave Johnson?
Cave Johnson. That name doesn't appear in my databanks.
Oh, come on, Cave Johnson, the founder of Aperture Science. Rusty tells me he used to hang out with the original Team Venture all the time before he disappeared in the 80s.
There appears to be a Cave Johnson-sized hole in my archives. Give me a few seconds to check the physical files back at the lab.
You just do that.
I'm sorry, but it would seem someone or something has redacted all traces of Cave Johnson from Aperture Science. Why does this make me sad?
Great Gallifrey, Max. It looks like our past is spilling out all over the inventory.
That's right, Sam. Thanks to Rule 137C, the inventory is legally obligated to celebrate 25 years of Sam and Max shenanigans in grandiose style.
Yeah, I have no idea what all those words mean.
Well, now that you and the Lagomorph have hit the big 2-5, any thoughts of retiring?
We retire the DeSoto every 3 or 4 months.
Traveling to alternate dimensions is murder on the treads. Murder, I said!
No, retire. You know, when you get too old to do your job, so you just sit around all day collecting Social Security and telling punks to get off your lawn?
Wait, that's a thing we can do? Max, look into this not working scheme, pronto.
On it!
25th anniversary, huh?
Yep.
But on the internet, it says that your first recorded adventure was in 1987. That's 26 years ago.
Nerd!
Well, we kind of skipped 2004, so it's only been 25 years for us.
25 years with the same partner. Impressive.
Tell me about it. Most of my relationships are over before the video ends.
Excuse me?
So how have you and Max kept it together all this time?
You'd be amazed how easy it is to keep your relationship intact when your partner has the long-term memory of a brain-damaged sardine.
Hey, Sam, nice tie. Is it new?
You crack me up, little buddy.
From coast to coast, they track their bemanged prey.
A pile of foes they leave in their wake.
Woe to fools who dare to get in their way.
If they had known you were coming, they probably wouldn't have baked you a cake.
And so begins our gruesome tale.
Do not pass go, go directly to jail.
The Bigfoot waits in his stinky abode.
When Sam and Max
Make some tracks.
When Sam and Max
Hit the road!
Okay, that was weird.
Yet strangely nostalgic.